public library, and I think I used the website Yahoo. Yahoo was a search engine. It still is, I guess, but it was bigger than Google at the time, and now Google is much bigger. So I used Yahoo to look some things up. Oh, hi, Chung. How are you?
Yeah, hi, teacher. I'm fine, thanks.
Hi. Good. Chung, we're talking about the history of, and we're going to learn about the beginnings of Google, and then we'll talk about how the internet has changed in our lifetimes. Chung, I want to ask you, do you remember the first time you used the internet?
Yes, I think I don't remember exactly, but it's about in 2000, about in 2000,
okay.
And that time the internet had Yahoo, and
yes,
when I in the university, I usually to use the Yahoo Messenger for chatting with my friend and on friend in the internet. In the Yahoo Messenger, very famous in that time, and we have the blog for file diary for sharing thing in blog. Yes,
on a blog on Yahoo.
Yes, and Yahoo, and with the mail, we have the Yahoo Mail, and it's slowly and it's have limits for the file attachment. Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, I remember it. Actually, my wife, she still has the same email address she had in 2000. So she kept her email all this time. So so it's I think some things have changed a lot on the internet. For example, in 2000, many people used Yahoo. I used Yahoo, but now I don't. I use Google exclusively.
Yes.
So yeah, things have changed a lot, I think.
Yes.
All right. Well, let's take a look at our resource. So the title of this one is Google Turns 20, the firm's first office in Palo Alto. Palo Alto is the city in California where Google is located. It's also the home of, IBM had a big office. I think it's not far from Apple headquarters as well. Let me play the audio. Here we go.
1999, Google, which had fewer than 10 employees, left Susan Wojcicki's garage for its first office, located nearby at 160 University Avenue, Alto, California.
All right. So, where is this picture taken? Let's hear from Estefano.
What about this picture?
Yeah, like is this Google's first office?
First office?
Yeah, is this their first office?
Oh yes, yes. Yeah. He had we begin, or we start only with 10 employees. No,
that's right, 10 employees
in that university.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah,
awesome. Good. Trung, where did Google begin? Was it in Susan Wojcicki's garage?
Yes, the office in Google is Susan Wojcicki garage.
I think very good. Yeah, I think they said Wojcicki. That's what I'm pronouncing it as. Yeah, yes. Very good. I wanted to quickly do a Google search, right? And if you look at the location, I just typed it in, 165 University Avenue in Palo Alto. So here's where it is now. So it's not far from the Apple headquarters. Let's see if this shows up. All right, so there's the building now, right? And you can see what it looked like then. So it actually doesn't look terribly different from the way it looked then. Yeah, okay, so I'm just looking around. Yeah, this must be the building. So it's still a very small building, actually. And let's see. I don't know if I can match it up, but you can see the neighborhood, right? The neighborhood is it's Silicon Valley, and Silicon Valley is a very wealthy place in the U.S. Mainly because of the technology industry. But just to kind of zoom out, I can show you kind of some famous landmarks. Okay, so you can see it's very close to Stanford University. Stanford University is a very prestigious university. There's a stadium here for the football team. There's a very nice golf course over there. But yeah, Palo Alto, it's quite famous. And you can see maybe, let's see, I don't know if I can, if they showed any other things. Well, you can see some very famous places. So Apple's headquarters in Palo Alto is here, and then also Hewlett Packard, and there's several other big tech companies nearby. And if I was to zoom out a little further, you can see there's some other well-known places. You may have heard of Mountain View. Mountain View is the home of Google today, and yeah, and it's home to many other big tech companies. All right. Well, anyway, we can move on to our discussion now. So let's talk about the internet. How has the internet changed since you used it? All right. So I typed this question into the chat. Let's start with Estefano. Can you think of some changes that the internet has made since you began using it?
Yes, I think it's very changing.
Yes.
For the 18 last years.
Yes.
Yes, so it's changing because they create something new apps.
Yes.
Like I don't know, Facebook, Twitter, what else?
Oh yeah, social media. Right, social media.
Yes.
Yep.
And the e-commerce too.
Right. Mm-hmm.
E-commerce like Amazon, eBay, or
right.
something like that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. That's a really big part of things. And in 1999, Amazon just began. Right. Amazon began in 1999 as well. So these companies have all grown up at about the same time. Yeah. Very interesting. Good.
Yes.
Let's hear from Antonio. Antonio, are you there? Hello, Antonio. Are you here? Are you there? All right. Let's hear from Chung. Chung, can you think of some ways that the internet has changed? You began using it?
Yes, I think with the internet, the first thing, in the past we use the wire lines for using, but now we don't need. We have the Wi-Fi, and
right.
Yes, and the pitch for internet is upgrade a lot. First of all, it's in the past it's very slowly, but now it's quickly. Yes.
Right. Yeah, the speed has definitely improved. I want to play a sound from the early internet days. Let me play the sound for you.
Yes.
All right. Anyway, so that's a sound I remember from that time period, right? Now I don't hear that sound very much. I have to go to YouTube to find that sound. But when I started using the internet, that was a big part of my internet experience. Yeah. Do you remember that sound, Chung?
Yes.
Yeah. Very good. Estefano, do you remember hearing that sound in the past?
Yes, I can. I can remember. Yes, and the the every time when I log in the website in the past,
Yes.
I have to wait some minutes for loading the website, and now it's
for loading the website.
it's quickly. I just click and the website and it appear on my screen. And in the past, I think now we have to many. I think it's easy for my business with the website, and we can manage our business, and it's because it in the system in the internet very good, and we can do anything in the web in the internet and with the website.
Right.
I think now,
big change.
If our line now don't have the internet, I think, for example, in system in a line in the government or anything, they work based on the internet.
Yeah, that's right. A lot of things are based on the internet. Estefano, I wanted to ask you, do you remember the speed of the internet when you began using it? Was it very slow? Estefano?
Was it very slow?
Yeah, was the internet very slow when you began using it?
What? Sorry, I don't know. I don't understand the question.
Okay, I'll type it in the chat. So was the internet very slow when you began using it?
Okay. Yes, it was very slow. It was very slow, and today become faster.
Yes.
It's become faster, yes. And I can say the internet is changing a lot.
Right.
A lot, because there are most apps and more, and continue the new pages and create something new that I had never seen, and never before, that never heard before. And yes, it's very interesting to know those things, but it's create a separate of the other people. Well, I think it's create a separate with other people around you, no?
Yeah, sure. Right. We feel more connected. Like this conversation that we're having today would not have been possible, right? Except for maybe very, very wealthy people before. I wanted to just show you some examples of changes, right? So in 1997, when Google began, this was the old Google logo. And then it changed over time. So this is the logo as of 2015. But you can see there is a lot of big changes. It just in the way it was designed. I can also show you the Yahoo logos. So Yahoo, here, hold on one moment. Yahoo used to be a much different company. So yeah, I remember. I remember what Yahoo looked like at the very beginning. It was something like this. This is from 1995 and 1996, right? And then then the logo changed to a person jumping, and then it switched to a red color, and you can see that the company has definitely changed its style over time. So anyway, just interesting how a logo can change. I used this Yahoo Messenger once upon a time. So yeah, so lots of different changes on the internet. Let's move on to another part of the internet. What about things like anonymity? So was it possible to be anonymous on the internet when you started using.
¿Es un bus?
Oops.
¿Ah? Sí. Yo primero puse la rosa en un plato.
All right.
Lo metí en un plato.
Whoops.
Y luego ya.
Hold on one moment. Stefano, I'll just turn off your sound. I'll turn you back on in a moment. But Trung, I want to ask you, was it possible to be anonymous on the internet when you began using it?
Sorry, teacher. Anonymous.
Anonymous.
What does it mean?
Anonymous means secret. Like, for example, I don't know that it's you. I'll give you one example. This is from a very famous cartoon. I'll share the screen. So there's a very famous cartoon. Well, maybe I can make it a little bigger. Okay. I think this is probably the biggest I can get it, but let me read you the cartoon. So, oops, okay. So on the cartoon, we have two dogs, and they're sitting next to a computer, and the dog says, "On the internet, nobody knows you're a dog." Right? So the idea here is that you can be anybody you want to be on the internet. Do you remember like people pretending to be somebody else on the internet, Trung? Oops.
Hello?
Actually, let's hear from oh, are you there?
Yes.
Okay, very good. So I wanted to ask you about that. Have you ever heard that before?
Yes, I it's first time I see in icon in internet. But
Yeah.
I understand what does it mean, because with the internet you can do anything and don't people know who you are. For example,
Right.
the poor people, and they can talk. They are rich people, and the ugly people can make up and using the technology like now, and it's more beauty. Yes.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. And so it looks like there's been a lot of updates of this examples, but yeah, so it's a very similar idea, right? And yeah, it looks like people have talked about this one before, right? On the internet, nobody knows that they're arguing with a dog. So yeah, people can fight with other people on the internet. The dogs are using the internet. So anyway, let's hear from Estefano. Estefano, have you experienced this? Did you ever talk to somebody you didn't know on the internet? Stefano, are you there?
Yes. Here. Yes, I have experienced that situation in very in a few in one more how do you say, one more
Anonymous?
Yes, wait a minute. More than once, sorry.
Yeah, more than once. Yeah, more than
once. Yes.
Yeah, okay. Very good.
And yes, when you try to know somebody in the internet and you don't know where or who is that person.
Yes.
So yes.
Yeah, it can be very strange, definitely. Yeah, okay. Very good.
And maybe a little dangerous, no?
A little dangerous, yeah. I would agree. Yeah, it definitely can be dangerous. Okay, well, maybe we can move on to other things. Let's see. Ever meet someone on the internet and then meet them in real life? We'll try that question. Let's start with Estefano. Estefano, how about you? Have you ever met someone on the internet and then met them in real life?
Just one time.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, just one time happened that when I talked.
Yeah, I talked with them.
I talked with she.
With her.
With her. Sorry, I talked with her, and I know that person, and I decided to meet her.
Yes.
In one place, and I know that, and yes, she's that. She was a person that I think he was. So yes, everything was okay.
Right. Yeah. So that's interesting, right? So that's something new that we can do on the internet that we couldn't do before. Maybe we could do it on a telephone, but it's not the same, right, as the internet.
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah. Trung, how about you? Did you ever meet someone online and then meet them in real life?
Yes, because I love in technology, and I have many friends in social media, and
yes,
and I miss some people, and some people is good people, and some people is not good people, and
right, sure.
In the internet, some people they still there, but some people they have difference. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. I want to ask one more question about the internet. Hold on one moment. Okay. Very good. So, do you have any predictions about what we can do on the future in the internet? Let's hear from Estefano. Can you think of something we might be able to do in the future on the internet?
That question is a very, how do you say? Very
a difficult question. Yeah.
Yeah, it's complicated.
Yeah, sure.
So,
but, yeah, any predictions? I mean, for example, are there some things you would like to do but you can't do now, but you'd like to do in the future?
I would like to do in the future, maybe, I don't know, the internet can be very useful for teleportation or something like that.
Oh yeah,
no?
That would be nice, right?
Yes. Yeah,
I mean,
it would be nice.
What we're doing right now, this is very close, right? Like I'm talking to you in Mexico and Trung in Vietnam, and we're talking at the same time. This is pretty good, but yeah, we could maybe do better. Very good.
Yes.
Trung, what's a prediction about something you would like to do in the future on the internet?
Yes. Because now internet develop a lot, and like in Vietnam, we don't if we don't have internet, we don't have Wi-Fi, and we have in the 3G or 4G. It's a for internet for smartphone, and we have internet anywhere when we go, and but some like still have the signal of the internet, and or in by a rural in some forest.
Rural areas, yeah.
Yeah, we don't have the play for the signal, and I think in future the internet have like more stronger, and we have internet any play. I hope that for in forest in any play in the world.
Right. Yeah, we could use internet via satellite. For example.
Correct. In the satellite.
That could be very useful.
Yeah, and everybody can using in the internet, and especially I hope it's free. Yes, I hope that.
Yeah, that would be good, right? It would be nice to have, for people to have better connectivity and more people have access to the internet. Yeah, that would be very nice.
Yes.
All right. Well, very good. So let's review. So today we talked about the history of the internet. We looked at a picture from the Google office 20 years ago, and we saw people moving into this office. Only fewer than 10 employees at the very beginning, and then they moved into an office of maybe 20 or 30 employees. And now Google is a giant company of hundreds of employees, and it has a lot of strength around the world. And we talked about the first time we used the internet, and talked about some things that we used to do and hear when we used the internet as well. And then we made some predictions about the future. And I hope some of these future predictions come true for us. One thing in 1999, one thing I didn't know is that I could talk to people using a screen and talking across the internet. That was something I couldn't do then. And it's very nice to be able to do this now. All right. Nice to meet you. Nice to see you again, Stefano and Trim. We'll see you later.
Yes. Bye, teacher. See you again.
Bye-bye. See you.
Yes.